tomorrow. Made a lot of money at it. As good as we played, I have to start out with the disappointment of the turnovers, but I'd like to say that to all the people down here, this was a thrill for me. This was a bucket list thing, and it met every expectation. When I pulled in with the bus and kids were circled all the way to the football stadium, you drive through the neighborhood and all of a sudden, Hinkle Arena pops up. It reminds me of going to Lambeau Field back in my days, right in the middle of the community and the neighborhood. And, the crowd was awesome. I really think Lavelle has done a hell of a job here, but when you walk through the hallways and you see some of the great coaches like Thad and Brad, everybody that's been here. And of course I have a couple bad memories of a Final Four, but good memories for Butler. But other than Gene Hackman not showing up, I can't believe you people from here wouldn't have done that for me. It was a hell of a day, and we played probably as well defensively as you've seen a Michigan State team play in a few years. I thought we really got after it solid. Both of us struggled there in that first half. We got that 22-12 lead, and we couldn't make a basket for what seemed like forever. But what you try to do in your offense is you try to get good shots. I thought Joey Hauser, every shot he took was good. Just missed them. We missed some really good shots, as I'm sure Lavelle felt like they did. But that team, I watched them on film. They're going to be a good team. He's done a hell of a job here. Like everybody, he's got to get everybody back together, and I'm sure they will. I think it was a game that we played solid enough to have a lead and not let the crowd get too much into it, but it wasn't a 20-point game either, don't kid yourself. So questions, I'll take them.
Chris?
When the shots weren't falling early, particularly for Gabe, what did you tell the guys at halftime? To stay aggressive, and how much have you been on him and Max to kind of attack north and south from the wing?
Well, I thought both of them did, but with the turnovers that Gabe has committed in a couple of games, we're trying to find the happy medium right now. We wanted to get the ball in more inside. I thought they did a pretty good job. We got it in there, and Marcus. Marcus had a block party. That really changes your defense, like a Jaron Jackson. He was great on that. But I told Max. Max and I spent some time this week. He's, I guess, struggling a little bit if you call 2 games in and missing some shots, struggling. But today, what impressed me most was he took a challenge. He had to guard a couple of those guards that are damn good players. And then at halftime, he said, I haven't gotten a rebound. So we really got on our wings about that. He got 2 or 3 monster rebounds second half. If we get a little solider out of our point guard, I'm not worried about Joey and Malik. And Marcus is getting better each game. We got to get him the ball a little bit more, and that falls on my shoulders.
Matt in the back.
Coach, what did it mean for you personally? Every year, but this year in particular, to play in the Gavitt Games and to represent the Big Ten?
Well, it meant a lot to me because Danny Gavitt's a good friend of mine, but Dave Gavitt was a special human being, and when Jim Delaney talked to me about this thing a few years ago, I've watched that 30 for 30 on the Big East, and what Dan Gavitt did. He was an icon, or Dave Gavitt, and Danny is going to be an icon because he's special to all of us too. But I love nostalgic things. I love to be involved with the people that built us, whether it's our former players or whether it's people like Dave Gavitt. So for us to be connected in that respect, and with a great conference like the Big East, it's a conference that nobody forgets about. And then coming to Indy is one of my favorite places. Got a chance to spend a day or two in a Final Four here over the years, and I love Indianapolis, and Hinkle Fieldhouse sure didn't let me down in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, special day. And then my radio guy says it was my 900th game. What a way to celebrate 900 games. Now, Krzyzewski and those guys have 9,000 wins. I just have 900 games, but 900 is something, so I'm going to take advantage of 900 games.
Jack?
Tom, they missed 47 shots. How much of that can your defense take credit for?
They missed 47. It's hard for me to read these things, you know. I keep arguing with the NCAA. I'm either getting older or I can't see those things, but I think our defense had something to do with it. I thought they missed some shots just like I thought, you know, their defense had something to do with us, but we missed some shots too. And I told LaBelle that after the game, you know. But he runs some nice stuff. I mean, we put in more than Big Ten prep for this game, and we had 4 days, and I think that helped us some. But I thought our defense, you know, was at the end when they drove us. How many times they get to the free throw line? I'm asking because I can't read it.
18.
18. You think that's funny? Wait till you get older. All right. 18, you know, and they had some at the end. So I think we did a decent job of defending without fouling, and we did a decent job of contesting shots, but they made a couple big ones too. That team's going to get better. You know, they just got that point guard back, Thompson. Hard to come in and play with him. I know we played with him last year, but they haven't played with him. And a couple of those freshmen are going to be good. And I like his team. I really do. I don't think we beat them like the score, but I thought we were pretty good too.
Go ahead.
Tom, this is your first true road game in forever, and your veterans. I mean, Marcus Bingham, Gabe Brown. I mean, those guys they weren't timid at all. It seemed to be wasn't one of those games where you're going to get blitzed out of the gate. They seemed to have the right approach.
You know, I think they did. I mean, we came here, you know, with a purpose. I don't believe it or not, even though my guys don't like me very much often, but they knew it was a big deal for me. I talked about Hinkle. You know, I gave praise to this place because, like I said, it's all part of the history of the game, and I could hear them at the shoot-around today, you know, and they knew it was a big deal for me, and I learned that it was a big deal for them, and you're right, though. Gabe's solid. He's got some things to get better at, but he's solid. We had a lot of guys that did some really good things. Our freshmen, you know, not only, you know, Jaden Akins, you know, he played pretty good. So we didn't look like an intimidating group, and I said to win on the road, you got to have toughness and togetherness. That's what you need on the road. I thought tonight we had a little bit of both, and something to build off of.
Time for a couple more. We'll go over here on the right.
Tom, I know it's a small sample size, but right now Marcus is averaging over 3 blocks a game. He blocks over 1 in every 10 shots he sees. From what you've seen from him in his play and in his attitude, do you think this is something he can keep up at this rate?
I do. Marcus has had a hell of a spring, summer, and fall. Marcus has improved academically. Marcus has done what a lot of us did back in college. You know, you mature as you get older. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but he's made some serious progress. He's not a lot heavier, but he's a lot stronger. And that's a credit to him, because when you're 7 foot, 220 pounds, weightlifting isn't your favorite thing. And he went to work, you know, May, June, July, August, September, October. And so I'm, you know, a little disappointed that first half on a couple of things, and then he bounced back and played with some vigor, and he got up on those ball screens, and that was a load, because they bring ball screen after ball screen after ball screen.
We'll go to Chris and then wrap it up with Brendan.
You mentioned about the toughness and togetherness of us down here.
Division II, baby. You know, Northern Michigan, Hinkle Fieldhouse, all the regions, Hoosiers, you know, we should have stopped at a farm on the way down here. But I usually, especially on a school day, but, you know, we look at our university and we said, you know, they talked to us about, you know, can you try to get a bus trip in here and there, and, you know, to save some money because of everything that's happened. And so I planned this early. I said, you know, we'll do it. And it was, you know, it's a straight shot. It's an incredible city and town, and the trip here was great. And the trip back will be good. It'll be a little better now than it would have been. But yeah, it just, every once in a while, it's good to get back to reality. You know, we live in Disneyland, and Garland and I, you know, I'm going to see if I can put AJ and Tyson, you know, up in those coat racks above, on the top of the bus. That's where Garland and I used to sleep. And so I think I'm gonna stick their butt back there when I get rolling.
Wrapped up, Brennan?
Asked Gabe about Max. He said that he doesn't make mistakes. It seemed like he was kidding. And I wonder, for you having a freshman, like, are you looking for stuff to grade Max on, or how?
You know, it's funny, you have some of these players, Gary Harris was one, that make very few mistakes, and you know, he's a 3/8 student, he comes in every day with a gallon of water, and he's shooting, I talked to the trainer, he's getting his workouts. You know, I said one day, I got on him the first game, and he looked at me kind of strange, and then I realized, why wouldn't he? I haven't been on him since he got here. It's not even any fun, you know, to coach him sometimes. So I asked the team, who am I on the least? They said, Max. I said, why? They answered the same way I did, because he doesn't do a lot of things wrong. And he's solid as the day is long. He's going to be a special player because when he isn't playing as good, like he had a game or two, he's in there wanting to learn, wanting to go more. He's a sponge. Yeah, you guys will like him too. I don't know how he is as an interview yet since he's a young buck, but he's got a lot of positive things. So I guess what I'm going to say is we got to grow. I mean, we got a long way to go. We're nowhere near, you know, you can't turn the ball over like this and really come up with anything, but I think we're going to get better, you know, and our goal is to get better every day right now. And so, you know, I'm hoping that on Saturday our football team can go to Columbus and then we play after. And I had this dream that we beat Ohio State and Mel brought his whole team to halftime, you know, so maybe it'll happen. But that's what I'm looking forward to, and us taking another step. And I do want to thank all of you from Butler. I mean, when you walk in here, it was just like the movie. I mean, people thanking me for coming, people shaking your hand. It was, you know, we all could learn something from the way that you guys all handled us. And so my hat's off to all of you, and see if we can get better. Thanks a lot.
We'll have Marcus Bingham in the hallway if anybody wants to grab